On the balcony stood Jonathan McGregor. His eyes swept across the Cosmic Council Hall, centered on the breathtaking skyline of Imperial Prime. The tall towers and shining domes stood as a testament to the Empire's mastery of architecture and technology. The city's hum served as a constant reminder of its vigor and vitality. Jonathan was present for an important diplomatic encounter with the Council of the Empire, representing Earth's interests and its fragile position within the Galactic Order. A seasoned commander known for his strategic brilliance, Jonathan wore his immaculate uniform with pride. He was a symbol of humanity's potential and its hope for peaceful integration into the Galactic Empire. The meeting began with the usual introductions. Council members exchanged greetings, discussed routine matters, but Jonathan's mind was elsewhere. A quiet unease tugged at him. Something was wrong. His instincts, honed by years of service, had never failed him before, and he trusted them now. As the discussions dug deeper into urgent matters, the chamber was suddenly interrupted. A transmission, the holographic display in the center of the room, flickered to life, revealing a desperate, garbled message from Earth. It was chilling, stark. "Run for your lives." Gasps filled the chamber. Some council members laughed it off as a prank. Others demanded an immediate investigation, but Jonathan felt it in his bones. This was no joke. The message's tone, the raw terror in its voice, it was real and urgent. Jonathan stood, his voice cut through the rising panic. "We must investigate this now. This is not a matter to ignore." The room quieted. Eyes turned to him, skeptical, uncertain. "Dr. Hawkins, I need your help." He turned to his trusted ally, Dr. Amelia Hawkins, a brilliant scientist. Known for her sharp mind and unwavering dedication to discovery, she gave a solemn nod. They left the council chamber together. The matter was now personal. The halls of the Imperial Science Wing bustled with activity, but Jonathan and Amelia moved with focus. In the lab, they began decoding the message. Hours passed. Data streamed, and signals were traced. Then they found it. A derelict human spacecraft, long thought lost, drifting at the galaxy's edge. "I have to get to that ship," Jonathan said. Amelia agreed without hesitation. They requested a sleek scout vessel fast enough to navigate deep space, and strong enough for the unknown. As they departed, a single feeling clung to Jonathan. They were running out of time. The journey was tense. Amelia worked tirelessly to decode fragments of the distress signal. Jonathan piloted with calm resolve. When they arrived, the sight before them chilled them to the core. Once a proud starship, now a broken husk. Its hull was battered, the air heavy. They boarded. The emergency lights cast dim red glows down long, silent corridors. Deep within the command center, they discovered something terrifying: alien technology. Nothing like they'd ever seen before. Amelia's hands moved swiftly across the ship's terminal. She accessed the logs. The crew had sent the distress signal as a warning, a massive black hole on a direct collision course with the galaxy. Jonathan's voice was low and steady. "The Empire needs this data, now." As they prepared to leave, the ship's sensors picked up gravitational turbulence. The black hole's pull was already stronger than expected. Jonathan wrestled with the controls. The vessel groaned under pressure, but his skill held. With one final burst, they escaped and transmitted the data to Imperial Prime. Back at the Empire's capital, Jonathan guided their scout ship alongside the ghostly remains of the derelict vessel, carefully avoiding jagged meteor scars. He and Amelia donned their suits. They moved through the dead ship, its silence broken only by creaks of shifting metal. At the command center, Amelia worked quickly. Her fingers danced over the console. They gathered logs, proof, data. A black hole, colossal and accelerating, barreling toward the galactic core. Amelia's voice was tense. "We have to get this to the Prime Minister." They returned to their scout ship and launched into the void. The gravity wells strained against them. Warning lights screamed. But Jonathan never let go. By skill and will, they broke free. They Return to the Empire. This time, the council listened. Amelia and Jonathan presented their evidence. The data was irrefutable. The threat was real, imminent, unstoppable. The chamber, once doubtful, turned to action. Evacuation plans. Defense strategies. Mobilization. They had come back. Not with panic, but with clarity. They had warned the Empire just in time. But the true challenge was just beginning. Billions of lives, one collapsing reality, and two humans who stood up when silence tried to swallow the stars. Jonathan observed the defensive tactics unfolding, watching the proceedings with a blend of contentment and apprehension. The true difficulty was only beginning. The council had authorized the reconnaissance. Preparations were underway. The mission had officially begun. Jonathan and Amelia stood in silence, both feeling the weight of responsibility. They were about to leave everything behind. Admiral Marcus Tiberius, a hardened combat veteran, joined them with a stern expression. Though he had once clashed with Jonathan, he now understood the gravity of the situation. A prototype ship, equipped with the latest advancements, waited for them on the launch platform. As Jonathan stepped aboard, he addressed the crew. The mission is clear. We must secure the data and return with undeniable proof of the approaching threat. What we achieve today may secure billions of lives. The engines roared to life. The ship surged forward, charting a course for the black hole's coordinates. The journey was tense. Every crew member was deeply aware of the risk. Space stretched endlessly before them, quiet, dark, mysterious. As they neared the black hole, the ship's sensors detected immense gravitational forces. The readings were off the charts. Amelia worked diligently, collecting data. Jonathan piloted with precision. These numbers are worse than expected, Amelia said, her voice tight. We must return this to the council, now. As they prepared to transmit the data, the ship shuddered. The gravitational pull had grown stronger. Jonathan gripped the controls. The ship groaned under the strain. Warning sirens blared. Admiral Tiberius stepped forward. We need to reroute engine power, or we'll be dragged in. Amelia moved quickly, fingers dancing across the panel. The ship strained, engines howled. Then, with a final surge, they broke free. Jonathan, breathless, turned to the crew. Is everyone okay? Nods, whispers of confirmation. They were shaken but alive. Their return to Imperial Prime was filled with tension. They sent an emergency transmission ahead reporting their findings. Upon docking, they were greeted by a storm of activity. The council had begun gathering resources. Evacuation procedures were already in motion. Based on the preliminary data. In an emergency session, Jonathan and Amelia presented their full report. The black hole's trajectory was confirmed, accelerating, unstoppable. Jonathan's voice was sharp. We verified the danger beyond a doubt. Evacuation must begin now. Delays will cost lives. This time, the council listened. Swift action followed. Ships were dispatched to the outer colonies. Messages sent to all occupied systems. The entire galaxy was mobilizing. It was a historic effort. The cooperation between systems was unprecedented. Amelia continued refining the data, working with research teams to optimize evacuation routes. Jonathan coordinated military escorts to protect civilians in transit. Then, in the chaos, a shadow approached Jonathan. Counselor Revan, a known recluse, pulled him aside. There are parts of the Empire, Revan whispered, that knew about this threat and kept it secret. They thought it would give them leverage over what remains. Jonathan's jaw tightened. You mean this was intentional? Not by all, Revan replied, but by the powerful few who might still try to interfere with the evacuation. Jonathan nodded. We won't let them. Every life is worth saving. As the evacuation intensified, Jonathan monitored for sabotage. The stakes had never been higher. In the final stages, Imperial Prime was a hive of activity, ships loaded in organized chaos. Families said hurried goodbyes. Jonathan and Amelia stood at the command center, coordinating every movement. Their faces bore the weight of leadership. Yet their resolve never wavered. Get the next group to Sector 7, Jonathan ordered. We need constant flow, no delays. His calm authority kept others focused. Amelia, meanwhile, oversaw scientific analysis. She tracked the black hole's advance, a constant reminder of the urgency, then a troubling report, sabotage. In an external sector, critical systems had been tampered with, endangering multiple transport ships. Jonathan contacted Tiberius. Admiral, we've got sabotage in Sector 4. I'll handle it, Tiberius replied without hesitation. You focus on the evacuation. Their trust had grown once skeptics, now allies. Jonathan gathered a security team and rushed to Sector 4. The scene was chaotic, engineers racing to fix damaged systems. One technician muttered, "This'll take time." "We don't have time," Jonathan replied. "Do what you can. We'll hold the line." Then Counselor Revan returned. "I've identified the saboteurs, a group inside the Empire, using the crisis to gain control." Jonathan's eyes narrowed. "Where are they fleeing to?" "One of the transports." Jonathan acted fast. He dispatched the team, intercepted the group near the cargo bay. A short but intense skirmish followed. The saboteurs were subdued. The transports were secured, crisis averted. But barely. Back in the command center, Amelia received a message from a remote research station. "We've created a potential method to slow the black hole. It's risky, but it may work. We just need time." Amelia's eyes lit with hope. "Send us everything. We'll try." She shared the information with Jonathan. "If it works, it changes everything." They submitted the plan to the council. And this time, the council was ready. Approval was immediate. The Empire launched a united effort to deploy the new tech. Scientists, engineers, leaders all worked in sync. The galaxy, once divided, now stood as one. Amelia and Jonathan oversaw the final phase of evacuation. On command center screens, ships launched into the stars. Each one